Dear students, this is the part 2 video of operation on sets. The part 1 video was the first mathematical operation, which was union of sets. We discussed union of sets in the part 1, and in the second part, that is in this video, we will be understanding the second mathematical operation on sets, that is intersection of sets. Let us check the definition first. The intersection of two sets A and B is the set of all those elements, That means A intersection B is also a set of all those elements which belong to both A and, that means, and it is denoted by A intersection B. So what did we understand? Intersection is a mathematical operation. When we perform this mathematical operation on any two sets, A intersection B will also be a set, and the elements which belong to A intersection B which will belong to both the sets A and B. So mathematically, how do we understand this? Set of all x, A intersection B is set of all x such that x belongs to A and x belongs to B. And that, why do we write and? Because it belongs to both A and B. Only then it can be in the A intersection B. So, and it belongs to A and it also belongs to set B. How do we understand this with Venn diagram? This is universal set and this is set A and this circle is set B. Now, there are elements which are common to both sets A and B, which is represented like this, intersecting the circles. That means the elements which are common to both A and B are written here. There are elements which can be in only set A and can be in only set B. Those elements are written here. Dear students, we'll come back to this part after some time. There is an example which will set A and set B. Write the A intersection B. So, A intersection B is, we have to find the elements which are common to both sets A and B. So, 1 is present in both the sets. So, we are writing it. And 3 you check, it is present in only in A. So, we'll go to next element 5. 5 is present in both the sets. So, it is 5 written here. Then 7 you check, it is present only in set A. So, we are not writing it. And 9 is present in both the sets. So, you check the elements here. The elements of A intersection B belong to both the sets. Only those elements will be there in the A intersection B. There is one more example. Let us check. We will write A intersection B for this also. A intersection B is, now you check 2, 3, 4, 6 and 1, 5, 7, 9. No element is common to both the sets. There will be no elements in A intersection B. Do not write 0 here. So, A intersection B is a null set since there are no elements in common. So, if there are two sets whose intersection is a null set, then those sets are called disjoint sets. Because they do not have any elements in common, they are called disjoint sets. And in Venn diagram, we represent it like this. We write two circles away from each other since there are no elements in common. This is how we represent disjoint sets. Yes. Now, important thing that we need to understand. If there is an element x belongs to A intersection B, that implies the element x belongs to set A and the element also belongs to set B. That is, and it belongs to both A and B. Only then the element will be present in A intersection B. Suppose there is an element x which does not belong to A intersection B. That implies either the element does not belong to A or it does not belong to B. That is why it is not there in the A intersection set. If it were to be present in both the sets, then it would be definitely in A intersection B. Since it does not belong to any one of them, it is not in the intersection set. So, always remember kids, intersection is always associated to and, because it should be present in both A and B sets. Union is always associated to R, because the element can be present in any one of them. So union is always associated to R, intersection is always associated to the word AND. Now let us check the properties of intersection of sets. Now A intersection B is same as B intersection A. So commutative law holds good. Now associative law. A intersection B, then taking B intersection with C will be same as taking B intersection C and then taking intersection with A. So associative law also holds good. The third property, taking intersection of any set with null set will result in a null set. The reason being, null set has no element. It cannot have any element common with any of the sets. So A intersection null set is a null set. The next one, A intersection universal set. You take intersection of any set with universal set, then we result in the same set that we considered. Next property, you take the intersection of any set with itself, then we get the set itself. Then this is called idempotent law. Now take B union C and take intersection with A. That will be same as taking A intersection B. That is A intersection B, then taking A intersection C, which is this, then taking union of them. That is taking A intersection B and A intersection C, then taking union of those two sets are same as this. That means distributive law also holds good. There is a note. Let us understand this. A intersection B is always a subset of set A, and A intersection B will also be a subset of set B. Dear students, I have a question for you. Definitely a simple one. If A is contained in B, if A is a subset of B, then tell me what is A intersection B? Just comment and let me know your answer. Dear students, if you have any doubt on this chapter, please put it in the comment section. I will solve and upload the video.